Hi everyone, my name is Lynn Ismael and welcome to my garden. I live in southwestern Ontario, zone 6A/5B, depending on how cold our winter gets. And today it's Sunday, August 13. I have 3 shrubs that I need to plant on the ground today. I bought several shrubs at Northland Nursery the other day, but for today I only get to plant 3. So the first thing I have to plant is this hydrangea right here. It's a paniculata hydrangea, and the variety is called torch hydrangea. I believe it's from the Bloomin' Easy line, and I chose this because of the leaves. It's nice and dark, and the stems. I don't know if you can see it better, but the new growth is red. So even if it's not blooming, we still have some interest going on. It's about 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, and can grow full sun to part shade. I chose this type of paniculata hydrangea because I think from the pictures anyway, there's a combination of the fertile and infertile flowers in the big bloom, which is good for the pollinators, because with just the infertile ones, similar to the limelight hydrangea where you only have the big ones, there's not much benefits for the pollinator there. But if I have the teeny little ones combined with the big sterile blooms, then at least I'm benefiting the pollinators when I plant this shrub. I'm thinking of planting it in front of the front porch, where I had the Rudbeckia lanceolata, I believe, the tall Rudbeckias back there before. I had to cut them down last year because they were making our deck, and so I cut them down and divided them and shared the other ones to my friends, because I figured I might want to plant a shrub in its place. So there you go, torch hydrangea. Next one up is Cesky Gold Dwarf Birch. I believe it's a proven winner's variety, but I got it at Northland for a gallon. And I chose this because of the color and tiny little leaves. It's an interesting foliage that I'm hoping once it gets bigger, it goes up to 2 to 4 feet tall, but 18 inches to 3 feet wide. I'm hoping that I can use some of the foliage at some point as a filler when I make flower arrangements. And because of the bright color of it, and because it can tolerate part shade, I'm thinking of planting it near my damp border. It should be able to, it should like moist soil like most birches. So I'm thinking that'll be a perfect spot. It'll be the right plant for that particular space. And the last shrub I have is Ruby Spice Clethra. I think the common name is summer sweet. Well, Clethra is native to North America, and they produce little spires of blooms that are very fragrant. This one will grow up to 4 feet tall to 5 feet wide, but because Clethra, it might naturalize, which means it might sucker out and produce more plants, which I don't mind because I'm gonna plant it near my damp border, and it would create a nice hedge for privacy. Not that I don't like my neighbors, but you never know, they might move and I'll have new neighbors that I don't like. But yeah, thinking ahead. Anyway, this, if I haven't mentioned already, this likes moist soil as well. So this with the Cesky Gold Dwarf Birch, they would make a nice grouping together. So let's go planting. So I have 2 things here that I pretty much use whenever I transplant a few things. I have the Root Rescue, which is more of a mycorrhiza blend. So at least one of the microbes in here will form a beneficial relationship with the plant, and so instead of putting fertilizer, microbes will gather the nutrients the plant needs instead. And some alfalfa pellets, I'll put it in the bottom of the plant, and it just helps with nitrogen and triacontanol, growth hormone, but I'm using it mainly for the growth hormone as well. So this bed over here is my damp bed. I call it my damp bed because it's usually wet because the drain for the sump pump points towards this bed, which is great for plants that like moist conditions, such as the calicanthus that I planted a couple of weeks ago now. So that's the calicanthus. The other name for it is called California allspice. It produces magnolia-like blossoms that are dark red. Sometimes people say that they smell like chocolate, but it looks pretty good. Something has nibbled on the leaves there, but they just had a taste because it's not very palatable to deer and rabbit. The calicanthus will grow up to 8 feet tall to 8 feet wide, I believe. And then if I put the ruby spice Clethra around here, somewhere over there, and the birch around here, dwarf birch around here, then we'll have a nice grouping in the next few years of shrubs to help make a hedge for this area, which is not so bad. The trees make it private enough, although this blue spruce right here is not doing that great. Usually likes dry spot, and this spot is not dry, so it looks good on the other side. It looks good on my neighbor's side, but over on this side's not so much. So I'm hoping when this calicanthus grows, it'll cover it up a little bit. Alright, so I got everything planted. Don't worry, my microphone if somebody's mowing the lawn, so hopefully you can hear me properly. But thank you so much for watching up to the end of this video. I really appreciate your support. If you haven't liked this video yet, please click the like button, or if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It just helps the algorithm and help other people find my content. I try to show up in YouTube every Thursday, so I will see you next Thursday. Bye.